This is the biggest news for Sea of Thieves that we've ever had. It's basically confirmed that Sea of Thieves is coming to PlayStation and Nintendo.
So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles. We looked at games that are over a year old, so they've been on Xbox and PC for a while. A couple of the games are community-driven games. New games that kind of first iterations of a franchise that have reached their full potential, let's say on Xbox and PC. There's always growth. Franchises that we obviously want to continue to invest in. Part of having the ability to continue to invest is that the businesses behind those franchises continue. We think it's important that these service-based games that have communities behind them, that they can have confidence that they're going to exist in the future. So 2 of them, kind of community-driven games that will end up on other platforms and give us the ability to continue to invest in them. We think that's great for the business and great for the communities, more players to play with.
Now you're probably thinking, Captain Squiddy, why should I care about this? Well, I promise you this is the best news for Sea of Thieves that you've ever heard, but let me explain why. Sea of Thieves is coming to PlayStation 5 and the next-gen Switch too, which means the active player base is going to skyrocket. We are about to see even more players on the game than Sea of Thieves had at its original 2018 launch. And if you're someone who complains about the lack of new content, then you're about to be very happy. Not only does this release confirm that Sea of Thieves will get its full 10-year lifespan of updates, but it also confirms what we've all been thinking about the game's lack of new content. The reasons why Seasons 9 to 11 have felt so underwhelming is because they've been preparing the game to release on new platforms. This means the biggest and best updates are still to come very soon. You've heard people saying that Sea of Thieves is dead and we're done seeing any more good updates. Well, this news confirms that Sea of Thieves is not dead. Apparently the game is just beginning, and we're about to get all the updates we could ever hope for. But how do I know this? Well, look at what was just said at this conference. Notice how he said these are community-driven games that have been out for a while as Xbox exclusives, which are struggling to grow on Xbox right now, yet have dedicated developers that want to continue updates for years to come. He also specified that these games are the first of their franchise, so not Gears of War, not Halo. He also confirmed that it's not Starfield or Indiana Jones. So looking through this list of Xbox exclusive games, we can very easily narrow it down to Sea of Thieves. We know it's a multiplayer game that needs a growing community to enjoy regular updates. And the craziest part is he said 4 games from this list will come to other platforms. Even if he had said it was only 1 game, I still feel pretty confident that we could have narrowed it down to Sea of Thieves. But 4 games? That's why I'm so confident telling you that Sea of Thieves is one of them for certain. The other crazy thing is that he clearly says it will release on other consoles, plural. This means that it will have to be PlayStation 5 and the next-gen Switch that Nintendo's planning to release. The reason why this is such massive news is because he clearly said that the release on other platforms has the explicit goal of letting the developer continue regular updates. It's not like Rare is just going to release Sea of Thieves on PlayStation and then say our work here is done and end support. They're doing these new releases of the game so they can give us more updates. And the only way they can give us more updates is if the game is making more money. As he said in that clip, Sea of Thieves reached its max potential to grow on Xbox and PC. This is why Rare knew it was smart to put less effort into updates for the past year and instead focus most of their resources into foundational updates, preparing the game for other platforms. We haven't understood Rare's plans for the past year, which is why we all thought the game was actually dying. We thought the Super Season 10 was the best we were ever gonna get, and that's why tons of content creators have left Sea of Thieves in the past year. But little did we know that the game is not dead at all. 6 years after launch, it's about to see the highest player counts it ever has. And this means we're about to see the biggest updates we've ever had. And as someone who has played this game since launch and absolutely loves Sea of Thieves, I could not be more excited. However, I want to end this video by giving a warning to Rare. If any of you are watching this, please listen to me. When Sea of Thieves releases on PlayStation, please do not enable crossplay for the first 2 weeks. This is absolutely critical to the success of the game. Keep PlayStation as its own closed-off perfect ecosystem for just 2 weeks. Literally just 2 weeks. Do you know what any of us would give to go back and experience the game for the first time with our friends? Xbox and PC players will never get to experience the feeling of OG Sea of Thieves ever again. We are cursed with the knowledge of meta strategies and game mechanics. So please let PlayStation players just all be noobs together in their own servers where they can all learn together as a community. The experience these players will have at launch is the most fun they'll ever have in the game. Their first impressions at launch are going to be what determines the growth of the player base on this platform forever. Just give them 2 weeks to have fun before you open crossplay and let 6-year veterans steamroll them. But it's not even about keeping them safe from sweats, it's about giving players the nostalgic experience that they only ever have the chance to experience once. Just once. If I bought a PlayStation and played the new release with the knowledge I have now, it wouldn't be nostalgic and it wouldn't be the same because I know too much. It's too late for me. But it's not too late to give PlayStation players the same OG experience that has kept me hooked on Sea of Thieves for 6 years. I'll never forget fighting over my first Skull Fort. I'll never forget my first galleon fights against the whole server when none of us knew what we were doing. Being new to a game at the same time that every other player is new is the rarest experience you can have in gaming, and it's the best memories you'll ever make with your friends online. You can only experience it for a few weeks, and then it's gone forever. I would hate for PlayStation or Switch players to miss out on that. If you liked this video, please make sure you subscribe to me. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.